Hey guys, it's Mia here and welcome back once again to another bookish video. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but a long time ago I ended up listening to the audiobook of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or if you're not from America, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. So, I wasn't able to find the audiobooks to the rest of them until a couple weeks ago, so even though I have the physical copy of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, I decided to listen to the audiobook because when I tried to read J.K. Rowling's writing after getting the book from the library, I did not enjoy it because she has this way of over-explaining and over-detailing everything that just makes it really hard to listen to, and she does talk to our audience as though they are kids, which shouldn't be done. I don't like J.K. Rowling's writing style, and it just didn't click with me. Now, I am still reading the Missing series. This is book 3. I'm halfway through it. I was actually going to continue reading this after I'm done filming this video, so I am still reading this. This series is not going to stop until it's done. But I've been listening to the Harry Potter audiobook from Spotify. I'll put the link to the Spotify playlist I used down in the description if you guys want to listen to it too. But with that said, there are going to be spoilers for book 1 and the Chamber of Secrets. So let's get into this. This is the second year Harry is going to Hogwarts. Now, once again, we see him start out dealing with a horrible human or muggle aunt and uncle. I don't know who in their right mind let Harry go back to these ignorant, abusive assholes, but they need fired because it was clear from the start that they were horrible people. I mean, if you thought they were bad in the movies and you've never read the books, they are 10 times worse in the book. I mean, there was a point that Mrs. Dursley, full force, tries to hit Harry in the head with a metal frying pan. Oh boy. And you know, at this point they know he's a wizard and they know he has abilities of his powers. And they don't know yet that he's not allowed to use magic outside of school to diminish the likelihood of exposure to muggles. So they are incredibly ignorant when they try to attack him because he could just snap his fingers and they could be turned into a pig. Like, who knows what he could do to them, and they're still brazenly trying to hurt him. I don't know if that's stupidity at play or if somebody in the family has major balls, because that is so stupid. With the horrible family aside, it turns out that Mr. Dursley has this dinner for his boss, and so Harry is locked in his bedroom that was given to him. Soon he gets a visit from who he finds out is Dobby the house elf, a servant of the high wizarding families. He somehow managed to get away from his wizarding family to warn Harry that coming back to Hogwarts this year would be a terrible idea that could lead to him getting killed, because getting killed the first year wasn't enough. So Harry tells him, "I have to go. This is my home. I cannot stay here with these ignorant, abusive people. I'm going home." He ends up not listening to the warning and going to Hogwarts anyway, because going to Hogwarts and risk the threat is better than sitting here with these abusive muggles that hate him. Not only is he introduced to one of the most annoying characters in the entire franchise so far, Professor what's his name? Lockhart. That's how much I don't care about this character. I couldn't even remember his name. And he's supposed to be all that in a bag of chips. Professor Lockhart is the second Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher that they've had since Harry's been there. The first, as you know, being the body of Voldemort, Professor Stuttering Quill. So Professor Lockhart is this very full of himself, very fame hungry, very gotta be the center of everyone's attention, annoying person. He has all these books about how great he is and how amazing all of his stories and adventures were. And because he knows Harry Potter is the famous wizard that somehow not only survived Lord Voldemort's attack, but also severely damaged and nearly killed Voldemort, he latches on to Harry like a leech, constantly pulling him into photos when Harry wants nothing to do with it, giving him all of his works for free because, like the egotistical jerk he is, he made all of his books the curriculum for Defense Against the Dark Arts that year, and gave them all to Harry for free just because he knew it would put him on the front cover of a newspaper. And also, there's this kid at Hogwarts that's I don't know if he's in yearbook. Harry never gets a yearbook, but he's constantly taking pictures of Harry and wants to be there in everything that Harry does, and his name is Cullen. And because of those two and how often they show up, I feel like this alternate title for this book could be Harry Potter and the Year of Annoying People. Because not only does he start out once again dealing with his annoying aunt and uncle, but then he has this fame-hungry teacher and this fan-obsessed kid constantly following him around and wanting to be in pictures with him and take pictures of him. And my goodness, the reason I bring up Lockhart, because I really don't give a damn about him otherwise, is because he sets Harry in motion to hear a voice in his head. Because one day they are sitting there for detention, signing his autographs, because once again he's an egotistical dumbbell. And after 4 hours of doing that, Harry ends up hearing this voice, and it says, "Rip, tear, kill." And Harry's looking around confused, and he goes, "Did you hear that?" And Lockhart's like, "I didn't hear anything. Hear what?" He goes, "How did you not hear that?" So, thinking that Harry's just exhausted because they've been signing autographs for 4 hours and it is very late in the night, he sends him off to bed. But he can't shake the feeling that something's wrong and that he doesn't like the fact that he's the only one that heard the voice. So he ends up telling Ron and Hermione about it. That tells him that they should keep quiet because even in the wizarding world, hearing voices that no one else can is never a good sign. So Harry just keeps it between the three of them. And this is when an attack happens. When Harry, Ron, and Hermione are invited to a death day party, which is similar to a birthday party, but you celebrate their death. And they are invited to this by a ghost by the name of Nearly Headless Nick. That leads them to be in the hallway where a dead cat, Mrs. Norris, is found, and a message on the wall warns, "Enemies of the air beware, the Chamber of Secrets has been opened." And Ron and Hermione and Harry are confused by this and are like, what's the Chamber of Secrets? Why are they warning anyone that's not a pureblood? And that's when the teachers conveniently show up to see the message and think that it's Ron, Hermione, and Harry playing this sick prank. But then that leads them on their adventure to figure out what the Chamber of Secrets is and how to stop everyone from getting attacked. Because after this, Cullen ends up getting attacked and frozen. But he wasn't able to get a picture of his attacker because his camera was destroyed. So, needing a quiet place to figure out what's going on, and thinking that Draco Malfoy is behind it because not only is he from a pure-blooded family, but he's also in Slytherin. So they think that by disguising themselves as one of Malfoy's friends, they can get information out of him that he would not say otherwise, because Malfoy likes to brag but doesn't like to get caught. So they start using Moaning Myrtle, her bathroom, to make these potions. And Moaning Myrtle is a girl that died in the bathroom, And because of her and her constant mood swings, no one likes to go into her bathroom. So they have the privacy to work on figuring out the mystery of the Chamber of Secrets and the people being turned to stone, basically, as a way to figure it out. Well, having gotten nothing from Malfoy, they go from a different angle. And that's when they are given a clue as to what to do. Spiders flee before it. There was also something of a rooster crying, but they couldn't get the roosters because something had killed all of the roosters that Hagrid was raising near his house. So that plan was out. I don't know, this scene in the movie and in the book always bugged me. I'm not, like, deathly afraid of spiders. I'm not an arachnophobe or anything, but I really do not like them. Like, I can be by a spider and I can kill it, but I don't like them. I'm not so scared I'll flee the room before they're even there, but I don't want them touching me. I don't know what it is with everything fantasy thinking that they have to have gigantic fucking spiders. Stop with the gigantic spiders, please and thank you. But having gotten a clue to follow the spiders and that spiders flee before it, they go to find the spiders and they come across a huge group of spiders in the forest that tell them that Hagrid was not responsible for opening it the first time. Which I don't even know why they thought he was in the first place, because he wasn't a Slytherin and he wasn't a pure-blooded wizard anyway. So the whole Hagrid being the one to open the Chamber of Secrets was kind of dumb, in my opinion, because anyone with a brain could figure out that it wasn't Hagrid. But I digress. So Hagrid's name is cleared, and they have to start once again, all over again, to figure out who it was. After a combat class, which Gilderoy Lockhart gets knocked on his butt by Snape, which had me laughing my butt off because I hate this character, Malfoy and Harry face off against each other, and Malfoy throws a snake out at Harry, which nearly attacks away in the crowd until Harry says, "Stop, leave him alone, and get away from him." But everyone in the crowd is freaked out. They have absolutely no idea that Harry could speak Parseltongue, which is the language of the snake, which is why Harry was able to talk to the snake in Book 1. And that's also why the Sorting Hat considered him that for Slytherin, because he had the ability to talk to snakes, which was the ability that Salazar Slytherin, the teacher that the Hogwarts house was named after, was able to do. So Harry was like, I didn't tell that snake to hurt him. As a matter of fact, if I didn't tell the snake to leave him alone, he would have been attacked. But nobody believes him, and with all the Chamber of Secrets stuff happening, with people being petrified, which is basically being turned to stone, they are wary of him. They don't trust him, and this is all going very wrong very quickly for Harry. So they keep working to find out the mystery of the Chamber of Secrets when they realize where better to put something you don't want to be found, but in a place where you know no one would go. So naturally, they realize that the Chamber of Secrets is in the bathroom that they've spent all year in trying to figure out the mystery, Moaning Myrtle's bathroom. So they open the chamber with Harry talking Parseltongue once again to get it open and go down. Now, there's not a lot to the Chamber of Secrets. He just goes down, and talks to Tom Riddle for a very long time. Like, he monologues for like 20 minutes in the book. And I'm thinking, just Avada Kedavra his butt and walk out. If he's going to sit there and talk your ear off, you might as well finish the job. But we have to hear all about how Voldemort was smart enough to preserve part of his self into the diary that could one day open the chamber for him, and how he took over Ginny, Ron's sister, once she got a hold of the diary and started writing in it, because he needed a body to do his dirty work. So it was actually Ron's sister, technically possessed by Tom Riddle, or Voldemort's memory, that was causing all of this horrific stuff to happen. And he planned on killing Ginny after he killed Harry and every other Muggle-born and not pure-blood wizard in the school. So they end up having this slow face-off where it's so boring in the book. It's much better done in the movie because, like I said, there's 20 minutes of just talking in the book for a finale. And it's just so boring. Like, yeah, you get it. Your name, Tom Remoto Riddle, switches around to be Voldemort. Obviously, we figured out that you were Voldemort. And that this is where we start to get an idea of a Horcrux, although they don't outright say the diary is a Horcrux. So, he explains that he's doing all this because he didn't think that the other wizards were worthy, and he's above them, and yada yada yada. Just goes on and on. And he ends up facing Harry. Harry wins because he's the good guy. And then they go off. And we find out after the finale that Lucius Malfoy had placed the diary into Ginny's cauldron at Diagon Alley after he had taken her books. That's the only reason he actually took her books, to say, ugh, second hand-me-down books, not good enough. As if they don't contain the same information that the new ones do. So, but that was his excuse to slip the diary into her cauldron. And that's what kicks off the entire story, is Lucius Malfoy. And this is told to us through Dobby the house elf that comes with Malfoy. Because, turns out, Dobby is Malfoy's house elf. So, it turns out it was Lucius Malfoy the whole time. They were right about the Malfoy being involved in it, but they were wrong about which one it was. At this point, it wasn't clear that he had any idea what his father was doing, but I don't know. So that is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. The finale was a bit lacking because of the whole 20 minutes of talking that happened, and it was a little ex machina with how the sword of Gryffindor and the Phoenix came to help him because he showed loyalty to Dumbledore in the chamber. That was a bit like plot hole armor to me, but it's fine. All in all, I think that this was a pretty good book. I hated Lockhart, if that wasn't obvious enough. Money-grubbing, fame-hungry, fake piece of shit. And Cullen was fine, a little annoying, kind of like that little brother that always follows you around, that you're like, I love ya, but space, please. And just, I really enjoyed listening to the audiobook that I found, and once again, like I said, that'll be in the description below. And they had the other audiobooks of Harry Potter on there as well, so I'm going to be continuing listening to all of those. I don't know if I'm going to listen to The Cursed Child or any of those, but we'll see when we get there. And I am also still reading this, so not much of my reading has changed yet. I did get new books. I have to do a book haul for that, but we'll see. So, what are you guys reading? What are your thoughts on the Chamber of Secrets? Do you hate Gilderoy Lockhart as much as I do? I hope to see you guys next time, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye, guys.